What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and as you guys know, I recently went down to San Francisco to check out DLC 3 a little bit early. And one of the things we actually got to play a little bit early was the new division. So the new division's called Cavalry, and it's way different than anything we've seen before. But before we talk about that, the first thing you need to know is the two maps that we're playing on in this video. The first one you're looking at here is going to be the new war map, which is Operation Supercharged. We're going to talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. And then the other one is called Monte Cassino, and it's kind of like an open map, kind of like a ruin-esque map, something we've kind of seen before in this game. But first, before we talk about the maps, I wanted to tell you guys all about the new division, what you can do with it, and what exactly it is. So first things first, what are the different skills for the division? So the first one is carry a shield that offers protection against all attacks. That's pretty straightforward. Basically, it's a Riot shield, something we've seen before in Call of Duty games. The second one is, while sprinting, shield charge to ram enemies. This is something I found that didn't work very well. You'll kind of see it throughout the gameplay, but basically all it is your melee attack is now hitting someone with a shield. It's still a two-hit kill. I've heard some people be concerned that it's going to be a one-hit kill, but it's still not, just like a regular melee attack. Two-hit kill, it's not like using a knife or anything like that. The third one is improved objective capabilities. So what this is you capture objectives faster. So if you're playing domination, you capture the dom flag fast. If you're playing search and destroy, you plant or defuse the bomb faster. It doesn't really say how amazing this ability is in the description, but you capture flags almost twice as fast as you normally would if you weren't using the cavalry division. So this is actually something that is much improved. If you're an objective player, this is going to help you out greatly. Speaking of which, if you are an objective player, the last ability is once again for you. It's that objectives give extra score and 2 assists equal a kill. So the first one's pretty straightforward. You capture a flag, it gives you more XP than it normally would. The second one's a little bit weird because it's 2 assists equal a kill. And I'm not really sure what this is for, whether it counts like that on the scoreboard or whether it's more if you're using Blitzkrieg, then once you get 2 assists, it counts as a kill towards your score streak. That's really the only one that makes extreme sense to me. The other one, I don't think they'd make 2 assists count as a kill on the scoreboard, but hey, maybe I'm way off on that. So first things first, the most obvious thing about this division, let's start by talking about the Riot shield. So this is really the big pull to use this division. You get a Riot shield, and then as your secondary weapon, you don't have to use a pistol. You can use any primary weapon, so assault rifle, SMG, shotgun, whatever you would like. Also, your equipment is exactly the same as if you were using any other division. Now, the big difference between this and just a Riot shield in previous Call of Duty games is that it's a little bit more overpowered. The first reason, first of all, it doesn't break. This Riot shield can be shot a million times, and it doesn't break, it doesn't shatter, and on top of that, it doesn't even take visual damage. And what I mean by that is if someone's shooting at it, there is no bullet marks that you can see on the thing, so you can see completely normally as if no one had shot it at all, whereas in previous games, the Riot shield would crack, look distorted, and you'd have trouble seeing through it. So basically what I'm saying is the Riot shield is very, very good compared to other Call of Duty games. In fact, I would go as far as to say this is probably the best Riot shield that's ever been in a Call of Duty game. And we also kind of asked the developers why they made it so good, and they said, you're throwing away your entire division to basically use this Riot shield. It has to be good to make up what you're giving up for instead of using something like the Resistance or Armored Division. So that's where they kind of make up for this, is by giving you a very, very strong Riot shield. That being said, the worst part about the Riot shield is I find that the shield charge that they talk about isn't very strong. It doesn't charge far, you don't deal a ton of damage, you have to hit people twice to actually kill them with it. So the attack on the Riot shield isn't very strong, but the defense aspects of it are extremely, extremely strong. So that's what kind of makes up for that. Now, as far as if you're making a class setup for this division, the basic training skill you're basically going to want to use every single time is Hunker. The reason being, the only thing that you're really weak against when using the Cavalry Division is explosions and fire. So if you use Hunker, you're protected against all explosions, because I'm going to tell you already, if you have a full team of people using the Cavalry Division, the enemies are going to be using explosives, C4, sticky grenades, basically anything to kill you with explosives, because it's the easiest way to do so. In other words, use Hunker and you're actually protected from that, and it makes this division that much stronger. So in my opinion, the most underrated aspect of this division is the fact that you capture all objectives faster. So whether that's a domination flag or a search and destroy bomb, it goes incredibly, incredibly fast. And that's super important, especially if you're going to be playing a war game mode, because any bombs you plant, any flags you raise, like the one you're watching here, does it faster. And that is absolutely huge. And like I said, I think that's very underrated. So if you're a strong objective player, this will help you out tremendously. Now, to answer the question, question probably everyone's asking at this point, is this division good? And the easy answer is yes, it's good for what it is made for. So it's good for capturing objectives, using a riot shield, and really fucking with the enemies. Whereas if you're using another division like Resistance or Armored, really those divisions are designed to make your soldier better. And if you ask me, those divisions are pretty much always going to be better than a division that's specifically made for objective gameplay. That being said, if you're playing Domination, if you're playing Search, or most specifically if you are playing War, this is an extremely good division if you're that objective player. If you're a Slayer, you should probably stick to the other divisions that the game has to offer. The other thing that has to be said about this division is it's a lot of fun, especially if you're playing against a team that is also using a ton of riot shields. As you can see here, this is on the map Market Garden, and basically we were getting in fights over the B flag with a ton of different people using riot shields, and it was absolutely hilarious. So once again, it adds some depth to the game, but at the same time it adds fun, because let's be honest, using riot shields is pretty fun. So that right there is a pretty quick description and analysis of the Cavalry Division. Now I wanted to talk about the two maps that I'm allowed to talk about today. The first one is Monte Cassino. This is the one you're seeing here. This map is a pretty straightforward map. It's like the ruins of a building. The only real thing I have to say about this map is, first of all, it's well designed. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. There is one huge power position. There's this one roof that overlooks the middle of the map that you can use to your extreme advantage to pretty much control the entire map. If you control that rooftop, you control the game. It's a very strong power position, and you'll see several people kill me and me kill several people from that position. So it's going to be something you want to look out for in the future when playing this map. Now, the other map that we're going to talk about today is the new war map. So the new war map is called Operation Supercharged, and it's pretty straightforward compared to the other war maps. So basically, it takes place in a desert, and if you're the attacking team, you airdrop in at the very beginning. Now, the objective at the very beginning is to capture the care packages, and the way that this actually works is the attacking team has to get in the area of where the care package is. The defending team's job is to kill the people that are trying to capture it. Basically, the care package stays there for a set amount of time. I believe it's 45 seconds. But I could be wrong about that. And the attacking team has to stand there and entirely capture the objective before that 45 seconds is over. Once the 45 seconds is over, you lose the objective and have to move on to the next one. The attacking team has to capture 3 of these care packages to move on to the next section. After that objective, the next one is to destroy the bridge. Now, the bridge has 4 bomb sites, A, B, C, and D. And the way that this works is the attacking team has to plant on all 4 and explode all 4 to move to the next section. The biggest key here, if you're the attacking team, is to not destroy 3 of them and then have 1 left over. You want to have at least 2 bomb sites left at the end and then explode them at the same time. Because as soon as the entire enemy team can protect the 1 bomb site, it makes it so much more difficult on the attacking team because all the fire is focused. If you can plant all 4 bomb sites at a time, that is the easiest way to capture this objective. Now, once the bridge is destroyed, you move on to the final section, which is raising flags. This is by far the hardest section for the attacking team. Now, for the final objective, the attacking team has to run up to a flag, hold the square button, and raise the flag. And it's not a short period of time that you have to do this for. On top of that, there is a total of 4 flags you actually have to raise. That is the difficult part. Another reason why it's difficult for the attacking team is because the defending team also mainly has the high ground and has advantages such as turrets and something new that's called sniper towers, which the enemies can raise and go up in them, and then you once again have the high ground in your enemies. My overall thoughts of this specific war map is really that it's not as difficult or advanced as some of the other maps. If you look at the map from DLC 2, at the end of the map, everyone went up in airplanes and had a dogfight. There's really nothing like that in this map. There's nothing crazy like driving tanks or flying planes or anything like that. It's just a simple war map similar to the ones that were released with the game. Of course, there's different objectives and different scenery, and of course it plays well. There's just nothing crazy about it. So I give it like a 7 out of 10, nothing crazy, maybe a 7.5. But I will say the last objective, raising those flags, is very, very difficult for the attacking team. So just make sure you're prepared. Go in, use smoke grenades to raise them, because that's going to help you greatly, and that is how you're going to succeed at that final area the best as the attacking team. But that is really all I have to say about the new maps, the new division. If you guys have any opinions or thoughts on it, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about the new Riot shield. So like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, it'd be awesome if you could hit that like button, and to stay up to date on all my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're